Hello and welcome along. This little mini vid is about managing remote teams, and by that of course I don't mean people that are just kind of psychologically remote. I mean people that are actually working from home right now in this strange time that we live in, and you know, I'm doing the same. My name is Joe Cheel, and with Imaginarium Learning and Development, and I went to Reigate Grammar School in the 1980s, so I wanted to make these kind of a couple of videos for the RGS community really, but particularly if you are managing others, this is just so perhaps some useful tips. Now again, you know, you look on the internet, there's 101 tips out there, I'm sure, about managing remote teams. However, I wanted to pick up on three key areas, and they are expectations, engagement and empowerment. I call it the 3E model, or the Imaginarium 3E leadership model, which is more of a mouthful. So let's go through these one by one. Okay, so the first one, expectations. As you can see from the high-tech graphical display module that I have here. So expectations, this is the key one right now in terms of people understanding the what they are meant to be doing, what is going on. This is a time for you to be making clean decisions, clear communication with your team. Because everyone's off in different directions at home, there's a psychological angle to that which I'll cover in a moment. However, people need almost like something concrete, something that's kind of solid that they can go, aha, this is what I can focus on. You know, to use a different analogy, people perhaps need a life raft or a dinghy or something. Don't mix the concrete and the dinghy, because that's just a poor combination. But they need a kind of a life raft or something that, so in the midst of this kind of weird being all at sea, they've got something that they can grasp, something that they can get hold of it and get on with as well. Okay, so the second piece, engagement. So this is really the why factor, the keeping people on board the dinghy, for example. It is keeping people motivated, it is keeping people sane, there is keeping people together, keeping that kind of team sense of what's going on. But you need to be visible here so that people can actually relate to you, people can see you, you are communicating individually with the team as well as with the whole team as well, to, you know, keep spirits up, quite frankly, at this time. And for the third one, we have empowerment. This is how, making sure that people know how to do what they're meant to do, and that includes, to some extent, how to work from home effectively, how to communicate effectively, who to communicate with, and how does that work, processes, new processes, procedures that need to be in place to help your team. So empowerment also is what level of decision power can you give them, how much are you delegating to people so that they can actually get on with stuff in a focused way. So my final words in terms of managing remote teams is encourage the team to talk to one another, but at the same time you still need to be a hub for core actions, decisions, information. That doesn't mean people can't talk to one another and make decisions, but the decisions need to come back to you so that you know what's going on. You need to stay in the loop, as it were, so that you can then disseminate that back out through the team. You do not want people kind of doing bits and pieces and going rogue in different directions, unless they're kind of relatively minor things that people can just, you've given them authority, etc., just to get on with. But you still need to be in the loop, even if people, no matter what people are doing. Make sure you have at least a weekly team action meeting, to, like, who's doing what, so that everyone gets a sense of everyone else is doing something, everyone else is part of the team and is acting. They're not just sitting at home watching the televisual entertainment system. Okay, so video 1 looked at working from home. Video 2 today looked at managing remote teams. We want to do a part 3 to this, which will be a Zoom workshop, live, interactive opportunity for questions and discussion, as well as some input, taking this 3E model and turning it into a more dynamic model as to key phases and what do you do at the different phases and how do you move between them. And so this workshop will be for a select amount of people, but is all in aid of the RGS Foundation We Care.